Welcome back to the Daily Beat. We're going to get going on the latest on U.S. elections. Polls showing Hillary Clinton widening her lead over Donald Trump with an 8-point gap in the latest projections, aided by a consolidation of support among Democrats and a failure by Republicans to unite behind their nominee. To discuss all this and more, we're joined in studio by Charles Biblazer, i24 News editor. Thanks for being here.
Pleasure, Michal.
So, Charles, we're hearing there's a certain gap and divide between the nominee and their VP.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of a shocker. You've seen it actually both on the Republican and Democratic side. The latest thing is Tim Kaine breaking with Hillary Clinton over whether or not the U.S. has legal authorization to strike Islamic militants, specifically the Islamic State in Libya, saying that, or criticizing Congress for having failed to update the War Authorization Act, which was passed after September 11th, despite the threats that have emerged over the last 15 years.
And this, of course, could be harmful for Clinton's credibility, which is already in question by many.
It could be, but the thing that's really interesting is that this is Kaine, for example, taking a position to the left of Clinton. So it's possible that he's pandering to the demographic that Clinton is afraid to have lost because of Bernie Sanders. That being said, it's not the first time, actually, that Kaine has broken with Clinton. He also did so over a long-standing ruling banning federal taxpayer dollars from funding abortions. Now, what's interesting about this is it's on the right of Clinton's position. So this, in my opinion, looks like actual good politicking. Okay? Pandering to both sides while Clinton takes the middle path. Now, when you juxtapose that against Trump and Mike Pence...
You probably can't say the same thing.
You don't see the same thing. It was a much more chaotic incident with Trump failing to back the re-election campaign of the Speaker of the United States House, Paul Ryan, which Pence immediately did. It caused a major uproar within the Republican Party. So you see that on the Democratic side, there's kind of a strategy here, perhaps, and on the Republican side it does. Again, it seems a little bit more chaotic.
Or perhaps you're giving too much credit, but I guess we'll never know. What about the latest polls, the 8-point lead? How much is this representative of the greater picture?
In my opinion, at this stage, it's still way too early. And even a couple of weeks ago, you saw the bump that Trump got after the Republican nomination.
Convention.
He was all of a sudden up by 5, 6, 7 points. As well, the numbers they fluctuate. Even within polls, there was a Fox News poll that showed Clinton up 10 points. The Washington Post poll you're talking about showed Clinton up 8 points. And now, just yesterday, there was an LA Times poll that showed Clinton up just 1 point. The bottom line, Michal, is that these national polls, to an extent, are largely irrelevant. Why? Because there's only about 10 states in the U.S. that are make or break states and will determine the outcome of the election. For example, Arizona, Nevada, Florida, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio. Now, initially, the latest polls, or the polls from the beginning of the month, showed Trump and Clinton neck and neck, and it made big waves. Now it appears that Clinton is moving ahead, specifically in Florida, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. And in my opinion, Trump does not have any path to the White House unless he wins Florida, whereas Clinton does. So this is big trouble for Trump.
So while these polls aren't necessarily representative, they could sway public opinion.
Absolutely. That's a very, very good point. And I think to some degree, they do. And I think that once you see, for example, so now Clinton was up a couple of points last week, and now she increased her lead in a few polls. But again, they're very volatile. It's very early, and a lot of people haven't made their choices yet. You even see still a lot of people defecting to the third parties, whether it's the Libertarian candidate or the Green Party, which together are polling at almost 15%.
Absolutely. And what else do you have from us from the campaign trail?
Well, we have actually news directly from the White House where both of the candidates would really like to go towards. Barack Obama just came out. He's apparently an excellent golfer. Yes.
Oh, we're seeing behind you the visuals. There they are.
Vacations in Hawaii every year. An avid golfer, as you know, has golfed with Tiger Woods, etc. His handicap has been reduced from 17 to 13 while he's been in office. This may have something to do with the fact that he's played around 300 rounds of golf while on the job in 7+ years.
Quite amazing.
It's quite amazing, and it leaves a little bit to the imagination as to whether or not how committed he's been at every moment of the day towards the job.
Or maybe golf is just helping him concentrate.
Oh, yes.
Charles Rivel-Lazare, thank you very much for weighing in today. And we move on to Japan. In a rare address today, the Emperor Akihito strongly indicates he wants to step down, saying he fears his age will make it difficult to fulfill his duties. The 82-year-old emperor comments made his second ever televised address to the public. Emperor Akihito did not explicitly say he wanted to abdicate, as it could be interpreted as political interference. And Michiharu Honda, Secretary for Legislative Affairs in Japan's House of Representatives, thank you for joining us now from Cambodia.
Yes, my pleasure to join you. Thank you.
So tell me, what's your first reaction to the emperor's speech?
Yes, I was very shocked, but I have to consider that he is over 80 years old. And, well, my father is 84. I know that what man... it would be anybody. It would be anybody who's over 80 to take a full responsibility. And but he's an emperor, and to Japanese people, it's more than a symbol. It's like a father. So every Japanese people consider about his age, and he's over 80. But no one could say that. No one could talk about such topics topics like, we should decrease his responsibility as an emperor. So I think emperor, from his side, spoke of what he thinks.
But legally he cannot resign. Is this correct?
He cannot resign. So if you read his statement carefully, he refrained making a comment on current imperial system, and he's very careful about making any comment on current constitution or imperial system. So when he made a statement, he said this is his personal wish. This is his personal wish. And so he just posed a question to us.
And
but as an individual, yes, please.
Do you believe this statement will cause instability? As you said, you were very shocked.
No, I'm saying because we all worried about his age and his health. As a Japanese man, a Japanese citizen, I pray and I pray for his long life. But I'm saying, shocked means like, we all knew that someday, he's aging, but it's something we cannot say as a Japanese. And I'm shocked because it came out from his mouth that he indicated that responsibility of emperor is getting tough or harder for him. That's what I meant by shocked, yes.
Michiharu, what do you hope happens next?
Well, I hope, I want